So I used to do these pre-flight espresso sessions in the beginning of videos before a lot of flights. I recently upgraded my whole espresso setup, like a lot, so I figured I'd bring it back for this episode. These beans are brand new and I still have to get them dialed in. Not that great. So what are we doing today? It's about 40 degrees, which is like way too cold. But if you've been following along, I got the new Mav Max, the Factory R, and the 14 meter free ride too. So just like my espresso setup, my entire paramotor setup has been upgraded dramatically. Winds are super calm, so I'm planning on bundling up and going out for a long flight, so join us for the adventure. There's the beast, the Mav Max. As I figured, my original Factory R spinning the 130 centimeter prop wasn't really giving as much power as this motor's capable of. This one with the 140 centimeter prop, the big cage, big difference. And even though it's freaking super cold outside, I'm gonna try to go do some like cross-country stuff and land at a couple parks and see what happens. It's super early in the day, but I'm gonna fill up my gas tank and we're gonna go for like some pretty long flights. All right, motor's all ready, wings laid out. I left the truck on so I can warm up my hands right before we go flying because I'm becoming a baby when it comes to the cold.
Okay, I have a roundabout triangle I'm trying to fly today. It's 3:44 currently. Sunset is coming up very quick. I don't have much time, but that's kind of what this mission is about. I've got a lot of gas and I have a really fast glider. So my hope is I can do this long flight with 2 landings before sunset. Got everything minus a spacesuit on today.
Alright, let's get a little altitude and we'll pick our first waypoint to get to park number 1. What a dreary day. It's not stopping these heroes from playing disc golf. Hi! They hate me. Alright, I think our first park is kind of in this trajectory. My goal here is because I have a really fast glider. Oh my god, it's cold, I'm choking. I've got a really fast, efficient small glider, and I've got a motor that puts out a lot of power and drinks fuel efficiently. My goal is just to burn through gas and go as fast as I can. Because I've got 10 liters, so we should be good. Additionally, I've checked what the upper winds are doing, and they're supposed to be coming out of the north, which is that way, so they're going like left to right. So basically I'm making a big triangle. The first leg is going to be kind of cross headwind, second leg cross headwind, and then the last leg is going to be the tailwind. So I'm going to stay at low altitudes for the first 2 legs. The last leg I'll plan on getting high and taking advantage of that tailwind. Honestly, my impression so far, this free ride trimmed fully out is very power hungry, but the Factory R with its slower reduction and bigger propeller, it's just chugging along. It's not like it's even struggling. I'm sure I'm burning more gas being trimmed out, but it doesn't sound like it. Alright, status update. We're just passing the land of the prisons right here and the local Walmart Supercenter. Gotta finagle my way around these populated areas, but our first destination is right over there. So far, I think we're doing pretty good. I hope I didn't make a major miscalculation and trust the wind forecast and just take off straight downwind, which it kind of feels like it, but we're gonna find out. The wind indicator down there at the ShopRite supermarket is showing 0 wind. This paramotor has a very deep, rumbly sound, which it almost sounds louder because it's more bass, but I know at least from the ground it sounds much less, or it sounds much more pleasant. It doesn't have that whiny scream. It sounds more like an airplane, less threatening, less like a swarm of hornets. Alright, straight up ahead, that baseball diamond is destination 1. I'm keeping this whole flight pretty much straight lines and level throttle so that I can get a good sense of my efficiency, my fuel burn, and miles per gallon. And this whole time I'm going to be trimmed out for every leg of the flight. No wind indicators at this here park, so we'll have to poke and hope. Maybe we'll eat shit and land on our face.
Beautiful. We may not even unclip at all. Just do a time check. It's 4:05. We have about 50 more minutes. Approximate fuel level. Is it possible we only burned 1 liter of gas? That's what it looks like, but I don't trust it. Oh man, there's goose everywhere. Hey, my bird-like instincts gave us the right wind direction. This guy does not give two shits. Man, there's goose everywhere, like my wings in it. Let's get out of here. Ooh.
Bye. At least he waved to me on the way out. Okay, let's give her a full throttle climb. Get some altitude because our next leg is to my right and there's a lot of trees, so we're gonna have to fly a little bit higher. Alright, leg 2 is gonna be in that direction, I'm thinking, for another park. And I'm gonna go ahead and trim out. Yeah, immediately. That was a bit asymmetric, but we can get it back under control with weight shift. Woo! I am just botching everything with these fat gloves. Ah, my strap! Almost fell to the harness. This leg definitely feels slower. I'm more into the wind on this one than before. And we're putting ourselves in a situation where we're going really far away from home in hopes that I can make it back before dark. This is actually a really interesting place we're flying over right now. I forget what it's called. We'll put it up on the screen. It used to be some weird place, and now this is like a place for veterans or something, but it's just up on this hill, and it's kind of strange. But anyway, there's a bunch of flags, and it's showing that we have a direct headwind. So that's making this leg really slow, but hopefully, if and when I reach my destination and I turn around, we will have a really fast flight home. And right now I'm putting myself in a situation where I don't want to have a motor out for a little while because I'd end up in the trees. Don't do that at home, kids. Okay, off to our left right here is the legendary McDonald's from that original video. I'm getting pretty close to my destination. It's over the next little ridge. But I gotta say, I am very impressed with what easy work this motor is making of pushing this 14-meter glider trimmed out through the sky. And also to our right is the legendary ShopRite where I went for milk that one time. Alright, over this last ridge, and then we'll come in for a quick landing and crush out the last leg. Coming in hot over the Tractor Supply. Straight up ahead is my final park destination. Got my trimmers pulled in. I'm going to try to make this stop quick. Just come in, land straight, which I think is into the wind. Do a time check, and then get back up. Because I got to get home before the sun sets. Please be into the wind. Please be into the wind.
Was that into the wind? Pretty much. Okay, let's do the same thing. Yeah, I was only a few degrees off. It's like I actually know what I'm doing. Time check. 4:28. I think we have 30 minutes left till sunset. Motor's fired up. I made my stop. Okay, don't forget to turn or we'll hit the fences.
That was a weird malfunction. Holy I had a second of what's going on. Because right as I left the ground, something didn't feel right. I don't know if you could see that on the GoPro. But the dangers of using a selfie stick. It literally got snagged on my harness and pulled this whole carabiner down. That was weird. Alright, I think we're going to stay situated at this altitude. Kind of just feeling out the winds. I feel like we are getting a bit of a tailwind, although it's quartering. It's way too cold. But I do love cross-country flights like this where your final leg is up at a higher altitude and you just sit and get a nice tailwind and take in the view, which today is very dreary, but it's something. Yeah, we're definitely, the wind's kind of coming from this direction, so it's giving us a tailwind, but it's also a crosswind at the same time. So we have to crab into it and hope that we make it in time. I think we will. And we are back. That's the park.
And it was at that moment that my GoPro died. So my main objective was to kind of find some baselines as far as cross-country flying goes with this brand new configuration. Overall, I traveled 32.4 miles in 1 hour, and that includes the 2 stops. Excluding those 2 stops to calculate my fuel burn, I burned about 5 liters per hour. Now just for comparison, my standard 16-meter free ride flying my standard Moster 185, I would burn about 4 liters per hour trim neutral. This setup, the smaller wing and the factory R motor, flying at a much faster speed fully trimmed out, was only burning 5 liters per hour, which is incredible. I was really happy with these results, especially the cruise RPM I was sitting at with the factory R. This is a huge, huge difference. Overall, I'm super happy with this new motor and this new wing. It continues to impress me, and in the next video, I'm diving into some high-speed testing with this new configuration, and particularly figuring out if I can actually maintain level flight at full speed, which I couldn't with my previous motor. So stay tuned for that. If you guys enjoy these videos, be sure to check out tuckergott.com for some merch, or if you're interested in ozone wings, hit me up, info@tuckergott.com, and I'd be happy to help you out. Till the next one, have fun, fly safe, peace.